All right, so this story was interesting. I wasn't expecting this. It seems so random, but I'm going to talk about it. And here, Nigeria is trying to, I guess, look out for the local advertisers and the local models when it comes to advertising. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna get into the article and I'm gonna read exactly what they say and I'm gonna give my thoughts. I do have some points that I thought about when I learned about this, and maybe you do as well, or maybe not, and maybe I can give you something to think about. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me switch this. So this is African news. This is one of the websites that I like to look at just to be aware about what's going on in West Africa and what's going on just on the continent, I guess. But here you go. Nigeria bans use of foreign models and voiceovers for local adverts. So, Nigeria has banned foreign models and voiceover artists in local advertisements. The move is motivated by the federal government's interest in developing local talent, inclusive economic growth, and growing the West African country's advertising industry. The Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria issued the directive on Monday, August 22nd. All advertisements and advertising and marketing communication materials targeted or exposed on the Nigerian advertising space are to use only Nigerian models and voiceover artists, the council said. The order takes effect from October 1st, and the Nigerian government has given a leeway for all ongoing campaigns to keep running until the end of their terms. Ban the use. Okay, so here you go. This is what they posted. Federal Minister of Info and Culture, I guess. However, subsequent applications for revalidation for continued exposure of such materials would not be granted by the Advertising Standards Panel. The regulatory body further noted, according to local media reports, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari recently signed into law a bill giving Arcon the mandate of ensuring the preservation of local Nigerian content and the use of indigenous skills as an important element in local advertising, marketing, um, communication services. And Arcon's, wait a minute, they misspelled a word here. Regulations, organizations giving awards to corporates or individuals are mandated to write to the authority to establish the basis of process. Okay, so when I see something like this, I'm just like, I'll say my experience with the adverts in Nigeria or whenever. So the first time I went to Nigeria, all I saw was Nigerian models. I didn't really see other. I guess in this sense, they're talking about white people, Asians. I guess I didn't really see that. Maybe they're trying to, like, my experience is I never had any issue with it. The biggest thing I had about the adverts is when I first saw the Nigerians or the models or whatever, it was showing they were lawyers and they had that white colonial wig on their heads, and that's the part I was just like, why are they wearing? That's the first time I saw it. I was like, why are they wearing those colonial wigs? That's the only thing that just threw me off. But as far as just having other foreigners in TV commercials or what, I never really noticed it. So it's kind of random that they're pointing this out. Um, Another thing I think about is who's considered a foreigner. So they said Nigerian. So I guess they only want the country Nigeria to have the models that are in these advertisements. What about other ECOWAS countries? It doesn't have to be, just Europeans or Asians. Like, what about, I mean, right next to you, Benin or Cameroon or Ghana? Like, so are they not able, like who's gonna spend their energy to police where everyone is from? And they're gonna say no? Like, that's the part that's just interesting to me. Also, got to think about the context of the advert. So, what if they're doing a comparison between, I don't know, like Asian food and Nigerian food? I don't know, something stupid like that. You're gonna want to have an Asian person there. Are they gonna say no to that? Like, how is that gonna work? So, just context, like, in what way? Like, is everyone in the advertisement have to be Nigerian? To me, that doesn't make any sense, and it's kind of stifling the creativity of the designer or the artist that's creating the actual advertisement. Um, I think about what's reasonable, and it to me it just seems unreasonable to just force a private company or private entity to put a certain type of person on their advert. Now, of course, generally I want to, of course, see my people, but um, not to the point where I guess the skin color or whatever is not to the point where you're making it come to the top like is of that importance. Like there's still opportunities. Well, there's still opportunities for all Nigerians that want to be in that advertising space to do what they need to do because they can do advertisements in other countries as well. So are other countries going to be like, well, okay, if you're going to stop our people from doing advertisements with you, we're going to stop your people from doing advertisements with us. Like, so it's like, it's just unreasonable. Like, how can you tell someone to not use a certain type of person on their advertisements? Like, that's not the world. Like, everything is mixed. Like, of course, the majority of your advertisements, in my opinion, will be Nigerian anyway, because, I mean, obviously, but just to say a ban on anyone that's not a Nigerian national to be on an advertisement doesn't make any sense to me. And then just the last thing is just misplaced priorities. Like this is the last thing. It shouldn't even come up on your list of things to worry about or concern yourself about. The biggest priority that really the government should be worrying about is freaking insecurity. I mean, it's a mess. And then, of course, the inflation. People can't afford food. Like, there's a lot of pressing uh, problems that are not being addressed effectively. And they're going to worry about some type of advertisement and who's on the advertisement. It's just, I mean, it's just a waste of time. So you got these people that went into a room or office or whatever, and they use time. Remember, they use time and brain power and thinking power to come up with this type of legislation or this type of ban. Meanwhile, at the same time, you have people in northern Nigeria that are displaced because of all the terrorism that's going on. You have a lot of people just across the whole country that are not able to afford food like they used to like a year ago because it's so expensive. Or when it comes to power generation, the power keeps going in and out. The flooding, flash flooding that's occurring that's sweeping people's homes away. It's just so much that's going on, and it's just like, why are you worrying about this? This is the least of your concerns. You need to be focused on the disgraceful environment that you are responsible for. Not just them solely, but they have their hand in it because it got worse. Throughout the whole term of, Buhari's presidency, nothing got better. Insecurity is just way worse, and it's sad. So I just wish that they will focus on things that matter, and instead of something to appease. I don't know who they're appeasing. Who even asked for this? Is my question. Like, this wasn't an issue in Nigeria. People are not thinking about this, but there you have it. Just something that I came across, and I just thought it was just ridiculous in my eyes to be focusing on something like this when you have these other dire needs that need to be met. But anyways, let me know your thoughts about how you feel about this. Do you think this was sensible? Do you think this is impactful, or is this important? I would like to hear your thoughts and see what you think about it. So catch me in the next video.